Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. And let's take a look at what's happening with Cardano. So we have two setups on the chart. First is the setup I talked about yesterday, which is this 1, 2, 3, 4 setup. And this setup suggests we're gonna get another low, which could put us at 67.4 cents. And we also have another setup which is a lot more bullish, but this does not really change anything. So both of these setups are expected to go up. So the other setup is the pink setup. So after we got the B wave low right here, you could say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 setup. And maybe right now we are working on the fifth wave of this third wave right here. And then only after that we will get the fourth wave move down. If that's the case, then I think we could continue going up right now. And if we get above 77.6 cents, this would suggest that we are most likely going with the pink setup, just because, as you can see right here, we did not really touch the 0.382 support level of this much bigger fourth wave. So it could mean that we are about to overextend this third wave. And if we do, the next target for the fifth wave of that third wave, for the fifth wave of the C wave of the third wave is at 83.9 cents. Now, getting above that level would also suggest that maybe we are already in this fifth wave, so it's really hard to say what is happening right now just because the structure could, overextend. And honestly, I would like to see the price drop to 67.4 cents now, just so we don't have to, get, confused by this. But if we continue going up and if we get above that high, then you can expect the price to go higher, obviously. And also, right now we are at the 200-day moving average, and this is going to be important. So if we get rejected here, this could be another low for the fourth wave. Now, speaking of the other pink fourth wave to the downside, in the fourth wave right here, we got exactly to the 0.382 support level of the third wave, which is this one right here. So that's why I'm thinking the pink setup could still be valid. And this, what we have right now, this could be a 1-2 setup of that fifth wave. And if it is, we could actually get a third wave, a fourth wave, and a fifth wave move up. And then if we go down, then I'm gonna assume that this was actually the end of the third wave, and I will give you a support zone for the fourth wave. But until that happens, yeah, don't expect much else to happen. And honestly, today is Sunday, so I'm not expecting the market to do too much just because people are away and it's the summer after all, so people are not really inside. But yeah, also at the RSI right here, we are still below the moving average on the 4-hour, which is okay because we were extremely overbought right here in July. I'm sorry, not in July, but pretty much a couple of days ago. And yeah, right now we seem to be trying to go up, but if we do not succeed in that, it's okay because support is still on the chart, and dropping below 66.7 cents would suggest that the pink setup is not playing out, and I will get rid of it from the chart if that's the case. So yeah, we'll see what happens on the 4-hour. Now on the daily, it's a different story. Well, not really, but here we are overbought on the daily chart, and the last time we got to the overbought territory was right here. So if we get to these RSI levels again and we get rejected, well, we could actually use the 200-day moving average as support after we get rejected, because when and if we get to these highs right here, we are most likely going to be above the 200-day moving average, and then we could use it as support. And yeah, let's see how much this is. 73 RSI level on the daily is important because this is where we got rejected 2 times in the past, as you can see. So yeah, getting above that would be good. And also, again, I have to keep saying this, but getting overbought on the daily does not mean anything. We were overbought during the November pump pretty much the entire time. So I'm expecting this to go a bit higher, and I'm talking about the price, by the way. Also, the bull market support band looks like it's starting to turn around, and you pretty much know what this means. This means we're about to get a cross on the bull market support band. Speaking of that, and I have to go in the 4-hour for this again, we actually found support at the bull market support band, which I find extremely interesting because we just got above it. And usually when we get above the bull market support band, for example, like we did over here, that's when Cardano gets rejected. That's what happened over here as well back in March. So the fact that we're continuing to go up right now is pretty interesting, and we're about to get that cross, and you know what happens after a cross, we go up even more. So the chart is looking very good right now, to be honest. Also, like I mentioned, today is Sunday, and on the weekly RSI right here, we are above the moving average, and I think we will close above the moving average unless we get some kind of drop to like 50 cents right now. So this is gonna be an extremely good sign. As you know from the past, the pumps only happened, for example, this pump only started when we got above the moving average on the weekly, and that's exactly what happened right here as well. So the fact that we are trying to get above it, and we are even above it right now, is a very good sign. And you know what this means? This means we're about to start that third wave of the third wave, and right now we could be working on the first 1-2 setup of that third wave, and that 1-2 setup is these 5 waves that I have on the chart. If you zoom out, it's these 5 waves. So, you know, we could be close to getting something extremely nice, and maybe that's gonna happen this month or next month, I don't know. But yeah, as you can see on the monthly, we are already getting a bounce, and even here we are above the moving average on the weekly, which is very, very good. And now I want to talk about the Bitcoin chart because, well, Bitcoin is the king of all of the coins, and wherever this goes, that's where the market will go as well. And for this, I actually want to go on the daily, I think. And as you know, my next targets are between $120,000 and $162,000. I would like to see Bitcoin overextend a bit, because if it, you know, finishes the third wave right now and it drops, that could lead to a much bigger drop. But honestly, I don't think that's gonna happen, just because we just had a cross on the bull market support band, and I keep telling you this in every single video. But usually after we get a cross, we go up for a couple of months. For example, here back in October of last year, if you take a look at how much Bitcoin went up during that time, let's take a date range, let's take the cross, it went up for about 88 days after the cross. And here back in 2023, if you take a date range of that cross, it went up for about 127 days before, you know, starting to go lower. And right now we had the cross, I don't know, let's see how many days ago. This was about 40 days ago. So I think we are going higher. And if we are, my next target zone is on the chart. So that's what you need to know about that. Now going to the Ethereum chart, it's also looking extremely good, to be honest, but I am expecting a fourth wave on this chart, and again, the third wave could theoretically overextend here as well. You could count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 setup, which means we could get another high right here in the third wave, and that could put us at $3,138, maybe even higher. And yeah, that's it about this. Now let's go to the ADA dominance chart. And on this chart, we are above the moving average right there on the weekly, and I told you this yesterday, but getting above that moving average is very important, because that's where we got rejected many times in the past. Even here back in February when we tried going up, that's what, you know, pretty much rejected us. It was the moving average, and we have been below the moving average ever since we started going down after the November pump. So the fact that we are above it yet again is a very good sign. And what do you know, we reacted perfectly to the 0.786 support level that I gave you, and we also got to pretty much the exact same levels that we did in the previous cycle after this 1-2 setup. Of course, in this cycle we went a bit lower, but that does not really change anything. It's still the exact same U structure that we had in the previous cycle, and it's still the exact same drop that we had after the U structure. So right now I'm expecting a third wave of this 1-2 setup. The target for that is 2.4%. And as you know, the real Cardano pump in the last cycle only happened when ADA dominance started doing this, and this was a third wave of this 1-2 setup. So right now we're pretty much waiting for the exact same thing. Now that's not gonna happen until we get a drop on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and Bitcoin dominance is going down, but this is nothing too significant. However, we have a couple of bullish indicators that are telling us that the market structure could change, because here on the RSI, on the weekly, we got below the moving average, which is extremely good. We have only been below the moving average over here in May, And well, back then we used the bull market support band as support, and then we got another high. If we actually get to the bull market support band and we get below it, that could be the beginning of the altcoin season, just because everything is telling us that the RSI might drop to this trend line right here to test it. And if that happens, the percentage is going to have to drop quite a lot. So I think in the next couple of months, things could get very bullish. And well, until that happens, obviously we still need to form the 1-2 setup of the third wave. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, again, check out the YouTube memberships and the Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Keep in mind that we only have 30 silver memberships left, so if you don't want to miss out on this, and if you don't want to pay $18 for the gold membership, then check out the memberships, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.